first guest tonight is an Emmy-nominated actor you know from his work in Oz, Wet Hot American Summer, and as Detective Elliot Stabler in Law & Order Organized Crime. New episodes air Thursday nights at 10 right here at NBC. Let's take a look.
You met with Octavio earlier today.
I did. All those failed investigations, thing of the past. We got Octavio, we're gonna get Murphy.
No, we're not.
No, Octavio's gonna give me a statement that places Murphy as the shooter.
Octavio is dead.
What?
They couldn't get a hold of you. The warden called me. Octavio was murdered tonight. They found his body outside the showers.
Please welcome back to the show, Christopher Maloney, everybody! Thank you. You pulled something off that I think all dads would aspire to. It was your wife's birthday, correct?
Yes.
And you went out clubbing with your wife, and your children came. Your children were willing to come to the club with their parents.
My daughter was the instigator.
It was her idea?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got her finger on the pulse, and I pretend that I have.
Gotcha.
Same finger.
But, I mean, she has to then obviously have an expectation that you're not going to, kill her with embarrassment at the club.
Yes, that's true.
And did you behave well, do you think? I mean, there's some photographic.
There's a lot.
I mean, I will say.
Do you know what that is from, though?
What's that?
So my daughter and I, because it was in the middle of the pandemic, we couldn't celebrate my 60th and her 20th.
Okay, gotcha.
So they're very close together. Our birthdays, she's March 23rd, I'm April 2nd. So we did 2161.
Oh,
so that's
very nice.
Yeah, I did an Evel Knievel look.
I will say, if you didn't know your dad was going to be at the club and you saw this, it would be a nightmare.
Let's see.
I would say that would not be.
Okay.
If you all of a sudden were like, if someone came over and was like, I think your dad's here, you would be pretty devastated. So,
your dad, I always get this, your dad looks really angry, and all I have to do is pull one of these.
Yeah.
Come on in, we got pancakes.
That's true. I would imagine, based on which part of your work people have seen, they might think you're angry all the time. But again, you have a whole comedy side that, people would be familiar with that too.
Yeah, and I kind of straddled that with Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, I feel like if the kids have seen that, they kind of know you're in on the joke. That's a helpful thing.
There you go.
This is third season of Organized Crime, but obviously there's a character you've been with forever. It must be nice to play someone like Elliot Stabler that you, at this point, must know better than any role you could ever hope to take on.
Yeah, it's one of these things that you know better than anybody, and it's so you try and yeah, I really do know him.
One of the cool things about it is, oh, by the way, I forgot to show this. This is after the club?
No, that's pre-clubbing.
Pre-club?
Yeah.
Pre-clubbing.
Yeah, that's how I entered the club, like that. And do you know how I was greeted by the woman at the door? Like this. She went,
oh, wow.
And I went like this. And I entered, and I partied, and I danced.
Yeah. I'm assuming they probably didn't card you, I'm going to guess.
No.
Yeah.
No, it made me angry, but I let it pass.
You shoot on the streets of New York. You've obviously worked with so many actors over the year. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the great things about the Law & Order franchise. One, you shoot on the streets. Two, you shoot with every great New York actor.
Truly.
Over the years, almost everybody.
Yes.
And this is the great Ann Dowd. And when was the first time you guys crossed paths?
She did an episode of SVU. And
back in the day?
Way back, like 20 years ago. And I was embarrassed that I didn't know who she was. Because when you act with Ann Dowd, you are blown back 20 feet because she's such a powerful, creative actor. And so anyway, I was like, oh my God, who the hell is this? I've just discovered you, and she's very famous. But,
yeah.
So anyway, I worked with her on Handmaid's
Yep, you were great in that, both of you.
She's I don't know her name because I watched it, but it was 1,000 years ago when that went. But her character on Handmaid's Tale is
Lydia, Aunt Lydia.
Is so evil.
Yeah, she's bad.
And she couldn't be, as a person, obviously, more lovely. But anyway, I bumped into her on the street, and we have this big love fest, and we're catching up because we don't get to see each other too much. And this woman comes up to us. She goes, "Oh my God, I love you so much. And I turned around and said, thank you. She goes, not you. And I laughed at myself. I was like, me too, me too. I love her more than me too.
Yeah. That's why I never stand with another famous person in public. I can't take that risk.
That's why you always run away from me.
Yeah, when I see you on the street, I'm like, I don't want to risk it.
Yep.
A lot of Maloney fans out on these streets. Now, I know these, I feel like these are Law & Order fans, but I was a fan of your early commercial work. So you did, this is your early days.
Yeah, this is what got me out of the bars, and not from drinking, but from being a bouncer and a bartender and all
Gotcha.
that. Yeah,
You did both Burger King and a McDonald's, correct?
Oh man, I did like 50 commercials.
Gotcha. And those were, I mean, again, all jokes aside, that was real money to do a commercial, and the more it played, the better off you'd do.
Residuals.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's, you know, I would go to my, guys from New York, you have those little mailboxes like that, and you'd stick that key in. If there's a dull thud, it's stuff. And I didn't have a lot of bills because I had no TV, I had nothing, and it would go thud, and I'd open it, and springing out would be all these residual checks.
And sometimes you actually can't believe for the work of the envelope and the stamp how little those residual stamps.
36 cents.
It all adds up.
Or $2,500.
Well, there you go.
It's like a lottery. It's like rolling the dice. You open up the envelope and you're like, what's going on?
I want to show a clip from, I think Burger King is first. Let's take a look at your work.
I don't even remember this.
Oh, this is very good. Here, let's take a look.
Yumbo, the hot ham and cheese sandwich now at Burger King. And one day in your dictionary. Yum.
I mean...
Great.
Yeah.
That's talent. Number one. But number two, this is so you can take this story home with you. It'll be great to tell people over dinner or something. The behind the scenes is I go and I get the job, and the producer looks at my hands and he goes, your nails and your cuticles, like with this face. He goes, get a manicure. I go, okay. They called a manicure place, opened up early because we were shooting at 8 a.m. They had a manicure place open at 7 a.m. There are not too many manicure places open at 7. I'd never had a manicure. They do my nails, and the lady says, do you want polish? And we're in New York. I'd never had a manicure, and you see a lot of them guys, with the shiny.
Hey, yeah, they look nice.
They look nice.
Tough guys, nice fingers.
Your nails look nice.
Yeah.
So I got a polish, and the producer hit the roof. He went nuts on me. He was yelling at me. Anyway, there you go.
So that's and again, not a lot of people forget about the Burger Wars, but in this era, it was you had to be quite an actor to go from a Burger King commercial to a McDonald's commercial.
Oh yeah, you might
very few could do both.
No, thank you.
Yeah. And we're talking about comedy and drama, but to do a Burger King and then a McDonald's.
Yes. Truly.
And the McDonald's one, I want to show it twice, but the first time, I want to show it first and hear what your memory of it was. Let's take a look.
Therefore, if you want to go out with me, we will not be going to any restaurant which refers to itself as a bistro, casa, and maison. We will be going to McDonald's.
There you are, on a date, insisting to a woman that you will only be going to McDonald's.
Laying down the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women like strong men.
Yeah. I was going to say that if you watch it, it also feels like one of those Lifetime movies where a woman is, for the first time, realizing, like, oh, this guy's a full lunatic.
Mike Lindell's first date.
Yeah. It was all pillow-based. Man, oh man, what a pleasure to have you here. Congratulations again on season 3. Christopher Maloney, Law & Order Organized Crime, airs Thursday nights at 10 here on NBC. We'll be right back with Darcy Carden.